And good morning to you, Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights, on this Sunday morning. VELCO Weather Hazards forecaster. This weather video is driven by 802cars.com, representing 802 Toyota, Twin City Subaru, and 802 Honda. They're all located off of Exit 7 on Interstate 89. Antecedent conditions across Vermont support not leaf out yet. Starting to see a little bit of unfurling. We can start to see the red maples, the sugar maples have this kind of red hue. Of course, this is the Green Mountains here with a little bit of snow on top. This was taken yesterday, Saturday morning. We had beautiful clear conditions. And what you can see here is a little bit of a greening, and this is mostly grassy surfaces. The Missisquoi River, this is the Lamoille, that's the Winooski, and so forth. Looking a little bit to the central parts of Vermont, we still see kind of the same thing, that red hue. Basically, our leaves are not unfurled out enough yet to affect us. Same thing for southern Vermont. Well, where they are, I would like to call... see if I can pull this off, and not coastal areas, but generally in southern New England's coastal areas. Down here around Long Island, parts of New Jersey, we're starting to see some deciduous trees start to leaf out a little bit, and that is the case as you get not so much in New York City, but around Long Island and just around the southern coastal areas. A little different look than what you see up in Vermont right today. Large-scale flow, and using temperatures right now, what you can see, first of all, is a little bit of drier air that's working in. In fact, we've had some rain showers work through parts of Vermont. These have exited now, and this is the last of today. We're going to start to see increasing amounts of sunshine with really a pretty nice day. And what's significant about this Sunday, of course, is temperatures basically trying to make a run towards 70 degrees. Now, our flow is basically out of the north and west, and we've been talking about this a lot frequently. And so it's bringing this colder than normal anomalous temperatures to our region. And you can see just how cold it is up in the northern Canadian archipelago. Much warmer, of course, to the south, but even this is being suppressed at times and cooling things off in this for springtime down even in the Gulf coastal areas. But overall, it is a kind of a flow that's going to continue out of the north and west. Looking at precipitation types, you can see that there's actually snow just north of Lake Superior, and this is what's going to move in and probably affect us a little bit on Tuesday night, mainly across our northern tier regions. Doesn't look like it's going to be a big deal. In terms of wind gusts, we don't have any gradient winds this period through Friday evening, and the short waves still can produce a little bit of significant wind from time to time, something we'll have to keep a close eye on. But overall, for utilities, not a whole lot of worries. This is looking like a pretty good period up until the time we get into Friday night and this coming weekend. European ensemble, so what you can see here is some Chinook winds warming things up east of the Rockies. There's plenty of warm weather really from the southwest deserts. There's a pretty good heat wave taking place in Texas with above normal temperature anomalies. Colder than normal anomalies, of course, across Canada, as we just saw. But this warmer air has finally made it into Vermont for one day. That is today. Enjoy your Sunday, folks, because this is going to be exiting out of the region, and here it comes. It's going to be dropping in from the north and west, and this works in for the morning hours tomorrow. And you can see that the temperature regimes, anything around the whiter temperatures here, this is colder than normal, this is warmer than normal, and significant warm-ups continue across the west coast, mainly the southwest U.S. So I'm going to run the model here. It just stays colder than normal. This is valid Tuesday night, and you can see a much more significant cold shot begins to push into the region. And it's just colder than normal. This is the 12Z, 8 o'clock in the morning on the 9th of May on this coming Saturday. And you can see that the really cold stuff makes it in here on Sunday. Reinforces a little bit, and we start to see a little bit of moderation finally. This is the 13th of May, so we're talking the start of next week or the middle of next week. And then to continue, we don't really see a major warm-up here. This is just very slow advance out of eastern Canada, get that cold air kind of scoured out. But what's significant here, you're still seeing some indications of what could be some high latitude blocking into Alaska and the northern Canadian archipelago with warmer than normal temperatures. And of course that causes our colder than normal temperatures closer to 45 north latitude. Okay, looking at our current incremental weather right now for the European, and this is an area of low pressure. It's going to zip really to the north of us, and its southern flank is really rather dry, but there still could be a couple sprinkles in the northern tier regions, but probably a little bit further to the north of the Canadian border. This is valid going into tonight. Now note there is a little bit of rain mixed snow here. It's relatively light, and this is what's going to be dropping in for basically starting tomorrow Monday, and then into Monday night and Tuesday. Temperatures just barely get cold enough where we can see a little bit of wet snow coatings up in the northern higher terrain. Doesn't look like it's going to affect a lot of Vermont, just the northern tier regions. Then that begins to move on out. We start to dry out just a little bit once we get into Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday night, and here we are into Wednesday with 2 good days. There's kind of this area of higher pressure, it kind of ridges. It's hard to see, but it's going to give us the main influence of our weather, which is 2 dry days going through Wednesday night into Thursday. And you can see that there's no precipitation. It's tentative at this point. But our next weather system is starting to brew here. That's that cold, anomalous shot of much colder air that's going to be dropping in. And so first area of low pressure on the back side, and in the upper levels is really what's going on. And so this is basically Friday night. Start to pick up some rain showers during the day on Friday, and then Friday night it changes over to wet snow. This is crazy. We're talking the 9th of May, next Saturday at 8 o'clock in the morning, and just look at that. That is significant. Now, if this does pan out, I'm not going to say it's going to, but the ensemble models seem to indicate that cold, anomalous temperature kind of floating through the region this coming weekend, and then beyond that, going into the middle part of the week, this is going to be significant. But this is after the first period here. This is after Friday, and it's a concern around the corner. And again, a lot of things can change. Typically, there's going to be a lot of adjustments, but still, we're looking at basically, we're not going to get off the trend of colder than normal temperatures for sure. So we get a lot of minor bouts of precipitation, basically starting tonight or tomorrow, Monday, and then continuing into Tuesday night. A little bit of a break as we get into Wednesday and Thursday, and then this returns once we get later in the week. Not a lot to show for it. Total QPF by the GFS Ensemble, Canadian Ensemble, shows you that it's really not looking at very much. This being the 1-inch mount through the entire period. We don't even average close to that. So a relatively dry period, as the European anomalous precipitation charts do show that same thing. In terms of precipitation type, it's generally rain. No issues there. A little bit of wet snow as we get into Tuesday night and Monday night, Tuesday, I should say. And then we get into that drying period. Then precipitation type goes back to kind of a rain-snow mix, and we talked about that for Friday. And note total snow accumulation, very minimal. We're talking 0.2, 0.4, so less than a ½ inch. But later in the week, well, Friday night into Saturday, we'll have to keep a close eye on that right about as the period ends. Main storm tract appears to be in the central part of the United States, so that's going to be to the south of us. We have drier than normal shots with just 1/100 of an inch into the Great Lakes, a little bit more to the north, but a pretty good dry punch here for this period. GFS Canadian Ensemble shows our max temperature. Today, Sunday, get out and enjoy it. We see a pretty significant drop-off in temperature for the next 2 days to follow. A little bit of a ramp-up, and then another reinforcing shot of colder air, as talked about. Significant below normal temperatures, running anywhere from 6 to 9 degrees below normal, 9 to 12 degrees below normal for the next high temperatures, for the next weighted temperatures over the next 5 days. And about 3 days later, we see very similar conditions. A little bit of a notable warm-up along the west coast, and this is they're getting a heat wave in these locations, some parts of Texas, and this is going to shift back to the west, much colder east of the Canadian Rockies and the Rockies. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.